Hello, Mina. Hello, everyone. So today we're going to be doing a Frankenstein wreath attachment wreath. And I have done one before, and I simply loved him. He did sell the first thing at the Art Walk in Longmont the year that I did that. So we're going to be doing him. So the first thing that you're going to need is a FrankiWreath attachment. Now, he comes in several different pieces, so I want you to keep that in mind. We have a hand, we have another hand, we have the base, and then we have the body, okay, and then we have some chains. Now, the last time I didn't use the chains, but I might end up doing that. We'll see. It looks like they're not very well put together. This one's already coming off. And this one came off. So we might end up not doing the chains. Okay. All right. So you'll need that. Okay. And each piece has their own wire in them. And then if you feel it, the wire goes all the way through. And this one you can move the finger. But I think it's just the one finger. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to glue down these fingernails. Let's see what the face looks like here. Okay, so the bolts are sewn in. Okay, we're going to have to glue down the eyebrows. The eye is sewn in. And so are the ears. And it looks like we're going to have to glue down some of the hair. Let's look at this. The rope is sewn in. Okay. Supplies of what you're going to need. A Franky. I am using 2 of the bigger candy cane wreath frames. These are, it does not say. This is a 20-inch long candy frame. And we're going to use 2 of them. They're from the Dollar Tree. You can buy them in bulk. And I use them year round, so I usually buy them from online, okay? You're going to need your clips. You're going to need some zip ties. I am using the 8-inch zip ties. I have black fabric mesh. This one rolled away from me. And then I have wide strip fabric mesh, and this one has purple, orange, black, and green in it. And then I have this ribbon, and I thought it looked very Frankenstein-y. It has some fuzzy with the same color, and then the purple, and then the lines aren't actually like drawn straight. And so I think that'll look very good with him. I have some green solid because I figured this is a lot with that one and then the other one. So we're going to need a solid ribbon. And this one's from Sam's. This one's from Craft Outlet, along with the meshes from Craft Outlet and the Franky. This ribbon was on sale, and it came in a 50 yard, and it's sheer, and it has orange, lime green, and purple dots on it. Let's see what it looks like with this green. I think that looks pretty awesome. So I do recommend you guys playing with some sheer ribbon. Just be careful of the kind of sheer ribbon that you get. I normally do not get the ones off of Sam's for this year because they fray too easily. But if you know your color palette, you can mix the colors. So if I had like a blue under this, that would look amazing because it's purple. And then you could change the color of the ribbon that is underneath it depending on what color is the sheer. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's very creative and a creative way to do things. You're going to need your ribbon cutting scissors, your wire cutters, your mesh scissors, and my scissors are all Friskers, and I get them from Walmart. I like these ones from my mesh because I can just do this instead of doing the up and down through the whole thing. 22 gauge wire. We're gonna need, I'm lighting it up. So I have these multicolor lights. They are from Christmas time. They're called Holiday Time, and they're from Walmart. They're normally $7, but I got them on sale for like 70-80% off. And so that's what those are. And then the batteries for them, which are Amazon. I think I got everything. And then you're going to need pipe cleaners, of course. And then you're going to need some E6000 to put the glue down. Okay. I think I covered everything. There we go. We're going to put this ribbon over here for now. It's going to be a while before we use it. These attachments go really well at craft shows. So that is why I want to get this one out before the next show. So actually, let's go ahead and start doing the gluing down for Frankie, just so that it has time to dry before we put it on. Okay, so if you know me, if you've been here before, then you should know that I am hot glue free. Since I am hot glue free, all these need to be re-glued, glued down. What is the word? I don't know. Anyways, so we're just going to pull it up a bit and then put it back on with the E6000. And they should come up pretty easily. I already kind of looked at it. And we don't have to pull them all the way up, just to make sure everything is going to stay on. You can also use like a fabric glue for this, but this is what I am going to be using. And all I'm going to do is put some on my fingers and then just kind of like put some in there, just so that they stay. And then you're going to glue them down. So all I'm doing is I'm lifting up his pieces of hair, and then I'm putting some glue down here to make sure it stays. I live in Colorado. Sometimes it gets pretty hot, and I don't want it peeling off on someone's door. That is bad for business, and it's bad for customers. Okay. Same thing with the eyebrows. I'm just going to lift it up a little bit and put some on. And I'm just putting like a little dot on my finger and then putting it on the fabric. E6000 doesn't melt, so we should be good on that front. Let's do the nails. I have done this before, just to make sure that everything stays. And if you know what you're doing, it won't take very long. Just a couple minutes of your time. This one's on pretty good. You could also take a heat gun and loosen all of it because it is done in hot glue. There we go. This one's glued on pretty good. There we go, almost done. Never thought you'd give a monster a pedicure in this show, would you? Okay, so to get rid of the glue on your fingers, just rub your hands together. That's all you have to do. Make sure you close your E6000. Sometimes it can come out really, really fast. There we go. All right. Now that that is done, let's put these aside so that they can dry. And fabric does dry faster than, say, on metal or something, so it should be okay by tomorrow. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to put our frame together. First, let's take off the tags. There we go. And then you're going to take one cane and flip it over, okay? And then you're going to line up the bottom with the top, and you're going to overlay at least one whole section and maybe half of another section, okay? So that it looks like an oval. And then you're going to take some zip ties out. And we're going to put it in like this. And then we're just going to put it around where the brackets are, just so that we can attach them and it doesn't move. Sometimes you don't have the choice on where you put them and there is no bracket, and that's okay. Just as long as you attach it in several different places and on each section. Let's see. Let's do right here. Try to make them tight, and I think that should be pretty good for this section. Nothing is lifting up. Okay. So the brackets, if you don't know, go this way, and the rungs go this way. Okay. So what you want to find is a section where the brackets are meeting the rungs, and that is going to be your sweet spot. Like right here. It'll make like an X or a cross, depending on your version. There we go. Let's see, let's put this one here. I think I'm going to put one down here on the bottom. Your goal here is just to make it so that the canes stay together. That is your goal. Okay, it lifts up a little bit here, so I'm going to put one here on this side. This one doesn't lift up as much. Okay, I think we're good. So next you're going to get your cutters, and we're going to cut all the pieces of the zip ties off. Now when you cut, make sure that you're using the flat end instead of the divoted end, or else you're going to cut, if you cut here, you're going to have this whole area where the zip tie is going to protrude into your wreath, and you don't want that. You want it as close as humanly possible. Without cutting the zip tie that you want to stay on. And you're going to want the knots to go inside the wreath, not on the back side. That way they're covered and all you see is the zip ties on the back. There we go. And throw away your scraps. Oh no, mine fell on the floor. Okay. And this is going to be your wreath base. My guess is that we have close to 24 bunches to put on here. It's going to be a big wreath. Biggest that I've done on any of the videos. It is not my biggest wreath, but let's just say it is not for the faint of heart. So this is going to take a little bit. All right, so you might have to like set it down and come back to it later if you don't have like 3 or 4 hours to spend on this one wreath. Okay. All right. So what we're going to need to do is get some pipe cleaners. Some pipe cleaners. We're going to need a marker. And I always mark my fingers on where the lines are. I mark it at 4 inches. Sorry, there's E6000. So I mark it at 4 inches because it is easier when there is a curve to measure If you would like to use your mat instead or a ruler, then go ahead and do that. This is just my preferred method, and eventually I'm going to get a tattoo. I haven't quite decided what it's going to look like. All I know is that I want it exactly 4 inches from each other, from my finger to here, the middle of my palm, so that I can measure. That's all I know. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start somewhere in the middle here. Okay, and you're going to be putting this pipe cleaner through there. So we're on the first, second, third, and fourth rung. So you're going to go around these two, bring it up so that the one closest to the inside is just slightly taller than the one that's on the inside, on the outside. And the reason is because it has to go higher up, and then they'll end up about the same. And you're going to want your knot to be on rung 3. So that's where you make your X just to turn. There we go. And then we're going to put that down. All right. And then we're going to pick another random spot, and we're going to be putting it through the second and third rung. Okay? And you're going to make sure that they're even, and then your knot is going to be on the second rung. Okay? 2 times is enough for twisting. And then you're going to measure to see where your next one's going to be. You want it to be about 4 inches different. And I've told you guys this before if you haven't heard it. This one's kind of loose. The reason why we do 4 inches is because I use 10-inch mesh. And when you're doing folded cruffles, which we are doing today, I know I do a lot of those. They hold up better, and I like the technique. So anyways, we're going to be doing the folded cruffles. And because of that, it is cut in half. Well, half of 10 is 5. And then you want about an inch overlay on each side. So, hence the 4 inches. So if you're using a smaller mesh, you're going to want to do it a bit shorter. This does not apply. This method does not apply when you're using the bubble method or the pooth method. This is really only for the cruffles. Okay, so don't go out and do it's different. Okay, so this method is only for cruffles. You could also use it as ruffles. That's really the only 2 that you can use this method for. I do like to build upwards with the pipe cleaners so that we use less. That's basically what we're doing, and it's also easier than putting individual ones all over the place. It also tells you where to put your ribbon, so it's just all in all easier. And so we're going to do this all the way around, okay? Now, the curves are a little bit difficult because you need to make sure that you get enough there that you're not going to have an empty space. Okay. be careful of the zip ties once you're around them. The last time I did one of these was last September, October, and I did it for a Christmas one. I actually did a couple like this for Christmas. One of them was from a certain movie, and it is called National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and that one had the winter hat with the gloves, and then the legs with the boots, and in the middle I had a sign that said "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal," and then it lit up and there were some jingle bells. That one sold pretty fast. And then I did another one who is a specific snowman, if you catch my drift. That one has not sold yet, which was really surprising to me. Okay. And then I think I did another one that was for the Frankenstein. All right. So let's go ahead and count them, and I'm going to put my fingers where we started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I was really close. We're at 23. So we're going to get pretty close to using both rolls till they are empty. Usually each roll has about 12 pieces for cruffles. About 12. Sometimes there'll be a little bit more, sometimes there'll be a little bit less. So we're going to cut it pretty close. And we're going to have a lot of mesh on our table. So I'm going to move the ribbon and move it down. I think I need another like side table or something to do this. Put all the mesh on that. That sounds pretty good to me. Okay. Let's pop open this one. If you don't know already, fabric mesh is like deco mesh, except it has a piece of fabric going through it. Oh, it snagged a little bit. We'll be okay. Okay. And then this is our wide strip fabric mesh. You get this open, it's kind of loud. Both of these came from Craft Outlet. And here's the item number. If you want the item number, RY8316D2. And the reason why it is called wide strip fabric mesh is because it's fabric mesh, obviously, and then the wide strip determine the colors, so it's like a strip of colors. Okay, that's why they call it that. All right, so we're gonna start off with 11 of one color and 12 of another color. We're going to have to see which one lasts longer to see which color needs to be the extra piece, if you catch my drift. Because 12 plus 12 is 24. So if we do 11 and 12, that should equal 23. Okay. So let's go ahead and just start cutting. And actually, I think I'm going to start with this one because I want to see how many pieces they are in this one. And you could use your wood burner with this. I cannot guarantee that the wood burner is going to burn through the fabric going through it. So let's go ahead and start with this one, and let's see how many strips we get out of it. So we are measuring 28 inches. Can you make it shorter? Yes. I wouldn't go any shorter than 24 inches, but that is cutting it pretty close. Okay? So if you need to do it shorter, then maybe you should think about doing a different type of using of mesh, such as like the ruffle. The ruffle takes less. You could also do the bubble or the poof. Those two will usually use less mesh. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and cut. And so, oh, it moved. There we go. Try to go in between them, in between the lines that are going up and down, just because it will fray less. And I really like this mesh because it's stronger and it won't fray as easily as other. Like the regular deco mesh is going to fray pretty good. Even the deco mesh with the foil in it is still going to fray pretty good. And it has such bold colors. I like it. And they do come out with other colors for Christmas and other holidays. Go. There's 3. Let's see how many we get here. I will stop at 12 if I get more than that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut one of the black, and then we will cut out me cutting all of these because that's a lot. And I do not expect you guys to sit here and watch me cut this many times. There we go. Alright, and this one is 28 inches, just like that one. Alright, so we're going to come back after I finish cutting all of this, and then we'll do some cruffles. Okay? Okay, so now that all of our mesh is cut, let's go ahead and do some folded cruffles. So let's start with this black one. And what you do is you find the curl side up. So the way that you could tell is if it curls up. Okay? You get your corner and you fold it in just like a triangle. Then you get your other corner and fold it in like a triangle. Fold down and then fold again. Okay? And then we're going to roll about 1 inch in diameter curls, and until the fold has gone away around all the way once. That should be fine. Okay? Then we're going to clamp it down, flip it around so that you have the other end. And then you're going to do the same thing. Fold it over on both corners. Fold over the flap, and then again. Then you crease it, and then you curl. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pinch the curl with your pointer finger and your thumb. Okay? Then you're going to take your fingers and outstretch them and pull it towards you. And always aim for the other curl around the middle. Okay, that's where you want it to kind of always sit so that it is straight. And then voila, you have your cruffle. Okay? Let's do it again with the other color. If the black mesh doesn't attack me. Okay. So you're going to fold over, curl side up, both corners. And then you're going to fold over the flap and then fold it again. Okay? And then you're going to curl it. Till the corner is all the way around once. Then you're going to clip it. Flip it around. Fold over the curl, the corners, and then the flap. Crease it down. Oh, this one came out before I could crease it. There we go. And then we curl it. And then we follow the black strip all the way up. And then put the clamp in the middle. And there's your curl. Okay? So we're going to come back to all of them being done. And then we'll start putting them on the wreath base. Okay? Okay, everyone. Now that we have them all cut and crumpled, we are ready to put them on our frame. So we're going to just take one random one. And we're going to want to do the inside rung first before we do the outside, or else it's gonna be harder. Okay, so we're gonna do the inside rung, but you can do the outside as we go. Just make sure you do the inside before the outside. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna open your pipe cleaner, and then you're gonna put it right in the middle on the knot that you made. Bring them up, cross them over so they make an X, pull down and twist twice. Okay, and then all you have to do is just kind of, okay, now let's do the opposite color. And we'll go right next to it. There we go. And then we'll do this one. And we'll do this one right here. And then we'll start the bottom rung. Or the outer rung is what I should call it. Okay. So now we're going to get a black one. And put it underneath the multicolored one. And then we're going to get a multi and put it next to the black. Just kind of pull up your mesh a little bit. Then we're going to put the black on. So we're going to do this throughout the whole wreath. and just alternating colors, putting the inside first and then the outside. Now if you get to the point where you have two colors really close together that are the same in more than one, then I want you to flip the wreath around and start from the opposite side, because having the same colors again and again just isn't a good thing. Okay. We are almost done putting this mesh in. Then we'll check it for holes. Then I'll show you what it'll look like with Franky on. And yes, I'm calling him Franky. I think last year I called him Fred. But keep in mind, I do use the same wreath attachments because that's what is available. But I do make it different every year. I don't like doing the same things over and over again. Go. Are we missing one? We have, okay. Sorry, you could probably hear my son's radio. I have an anticipation that we're going to need to put another bunch right here. This pipe cleaner is a little loose, so I'm going to put it on there tighter. If your pipe cleaner moves, that means that it is not on there tight enough. Okay, so let's put this black one here. Oh yeah, we're going to need one more right here. I'm going to go ahead and put that on while we're here. And this is just going on the second and third rung. We still have one right here to put on. See, this one goes this way. There we go. All right, so we obviously have a hole here, so we need to decide what color to put there. I think I'm gonna put black there. I think that would do it. So let's go ahead and cut one really fast. Move our clips out of the way here. We have just enough. We could probably do one more with this black, which is surprising. So that means that this roll would have equaled to 13 of the cruffles. Yeah, look at that. Almost a cruffle, almost. A small cruffle. Sometimes when they're at the end of a roll, when they're putting these on rolls, they'll just put a little bit extra on there. And then we're just going to do our cruffle like before. And I'm just going to do it fast since we've already done it. Okay. Alright, so the thing with this wreath is that we're either going to have to do a bow in the middle or we're going to have to put a sign in the middle. Since I'm a little short on rectangle signs, it's going to have to be a bow. I do have some circle ones, but that ain't going to work. I think a rectangle one should do the best, but we don't have one. So we are just going to do a bow. Okay, so let's go ahead and look and see what he's going to look like. So you can see what we're making. So the head would go somewhere up here. The hands would go somewhere, so this one goes here, on this side, probably about there. This one will probably go about here. And then the pants will get hooked onto the bottom rung right there. So we would need a rectangle sign there or a bow. So that is what that's going to look like. And then we're going to add lights, and I will probably tie his rope there. We're going to make a bow. And don't worry, it's going to be super, super easy. Okay. So let's go ahead and put our Franky back down. It goes on last. Go. All right. So we're going to need a big bow that goes right here. Okay? So what we're going to need to do first is cut the ribbon that we're going to need. We have 24 bunches. So we're going to need 24 pieces. But first let's cut the bow to make sure that we have enough. Okay. So let's go ahead and put these over there. All right. And then you're going to need your zip ties again. Alrighty. So for this one, we're going to have to make it pretty long. Okay, so let's make this one 32 inches. And we're going to cut it. Okay, just because we need the tails longer. Okay? And let's go ahead and do, we want an odd number. So let's do, oh, my brain is farting here. Let's do 3 of each. Yeah, that might be enough, but we will see. Let's do 3 of each, and they're going to be at 32 inches. And you're just going to cut it, and then you're going to line up the ends. And then you're just going to fold the middle and crease it. Put it off to the side. Let's do the next one. Do the same 32 inches. If it's a little too long, that's okay. We'll just cut it off. Okay. We're going to cut 32 inches for all 3. And then we'll check to see if the bow is big enough. If not, we're going to have to cut some more. Then we have 2 more. If you've been on this channel before, you know what kind of bow we are making. It does best in really thick, wide wreaths. There we go. And one more. I'm cut. All right. It's probably a little bit too long, but that's okay. Okay. So next what we're going to do is we're going to lay them flat. And we're going to layer them on top of each other. So after the purple, let's do green. And the most important thing is to make sure that it's lined up at the top here where the middles are. That is the most important thing, okay? And then we're going to do a striped one. And then we'll do another sheer. Then another green. Then another stripe. Then another sheer. And then the green. And then the last stripe. line it up as best as you can. The top is most important, okay? The tails, you can care less because you're going to be moving them, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to measure out 7 inches from the top. Hold on, let me fix these tails a little bit here. This is where the zip tie is going to be, so let's make sure that it's kind of even. Okay. All right, so we're going to measure out 7 inches, and you're going to put your finger in the middle of the ribbon, put your thumb on the outside, and just kind of clamp it together. And then do the same thing with the outside on the other side, and then you have your spot there. Then you're going to take your zip tie, and you're going to put it in the middle there. And then clamp it down pretty good, okay? You want it really tight. And then you're going to take your cutters and cut it. Cut the extra zip tie piece. Okay? And then we're going to take our wire. And we're going to want a pretty good piece because it's going to go from one side of the frame to the other. You know what? Actually, let's do 2 pieces. I think that'll be smart. Okay. So instead, we're going to do about a 14-inch piece of wire. And then you're going to do another one. And we're going to do these on either side of the bow to keep it centered. First, let's make sure the bow is big enough. So what you're going to do is that you have your tail side and then your loop side, okay? We're just going to do the loops for now. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick 2 fingers in, usually your pointer in your middle, and then you're going to pull down away from the rest. And then you're going to twist it away from each other. This is going to create so that they do not envelop on each other. Do you see that? They're stuck together. So you need to make sure that they get mostly unstuck where we are disconnecting them from. Do you see that? Pull down and twist. You're going to do that with every single one, okay? Pull down. And don't be afraid to be a little strong with it. It's not going anywhere. It's a really heavy zip tie. Like the zip tie ain't going anywhere. And I even think these are the Dollar Tree ones. So pull really hard, okay? Okay. Now that that is done, just kind of make sure that the same color isn't right next to each other. That's really all that you want. Okay, and so it should look like this. All right, so next that you're going to do is you're just going to poof it out a little bit. Just use your fingers to separate the 2 pieces of ribbon. And make it like that. Now, this is the part where you can be a little creative. You could put one like in the middle. You could put a couple in the middle. It's up to you. It's like a little bouquet of ribbon. Here we go. Alright, let's get our base. And let's just pull the ribbon out. Okay. So this is how long the ribbon is going to be. And let's get the head and the pants. The hands don't really matter in this case. Okay. Yep. It's going to go there. And yep. Okay. So if you don't see, the ribbon is overlapping with the head. So we'll be okay. This bow is good. So let's go ahead and finish the bow. And then we will start putting ribbon on. So actually, when we're doing this, let's put this down for the head. And then we'll put this one down for the legs because it's going to overlap. Just so it tells us where everything is going to be. This one is going to be a leg. And then the hands are going to be about here. And probably about here. I do that so I know where exactly everything's going to sit. Okay. Alright, now that we've got that finished, let's go ahead and finish this while we have it in our hands. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your wire first. Your wire needs to go on before you floof up the tails. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it around the zip tie. It's so you're going to have the tails go on all sides. So you're going to want a wire to go on the right side and then a wire to go on the left side. And then you're just going to twist it around several times to make sure it is secure. Okay, and then just pull it down. Then we'll do it again on the other side. We're going to go all the way around the bouquet of ribbon. Make sure the wires are about the same. Make an X. And then twist. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now that we got that done, we're going to pull up our tails. So here's one tail. We're just going to put it up, and you're going to pull it pretty tight, and then twist a little bit so it's not in with the other ones. And as you can see, the next one is face down. So you're going to need to pull it up, and then twist it, and pull it the opposite way. Okay? Pull up, twist it a little bit, and off the side. Pull up and twist. There we go. Pull up. Pull up and twist. This side we're going to go up and twist a little. This side, twist and flip. There we go. And we're just going to keep doing this until we have no more tails to do this to. We're almost done here. So let's put, not sure where I want to put this next green one. Let's put this green one here. Put this purple striped one over here. And we could always rearrange it later. This is just go. Okay, we'll rearrange it later. It's not a big deal. Okay, so that is our bow. And we will do the dovetails and everything later. We still need to cut all of our ribbon. So we have 24 bunches, okay? All right, so now we're going to cut our ribbon. This green one is going to be at 12 inches, okay? And then we are going to cut this purple one at 12 inches as well, okay? Because this one is going to lay on top of it. You see that? So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to cut this at 12 inches as well. So we need 24 pieces of this and 24 pieces of this. And they're both going to be at 12 inches. And so what is going to happen is that we're going to fold this over. And then we're going to fold this one over. And this one is going to go over this one. Do you see how cool that is? And then they're going to create like this. And then I'm just going to slightly move it away from that one, just so that you could tell that there is an additional ribbon underneath. Okay? And that's what's going to happen. So 24 of each and then 12 inches of each. Okay? We'll come back and we're going to cut it, and then we'll put it all on the wreath. Okay, so now that we have all of our ribbon cut, we're going to dovetail them, which I already dovetailed most of them. But just so that I show everyone, we're going to do a couple together. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the two ends and match them together. Bend it so you know where the middle is. And then you're going to get this side and bring it across to the other side and match up the corners, whichever one is the lowest point. And then you're going to get your scissors and cut a triangle piece into it. Okay, let's do it again. Match up the ends. Crease the corners. Fold it over like a hot dog. And then cut the triangles. Okay? Now, when you cut ribbon that has wire in it, you will find that the little wire pieces come out. So please make sure that you get your magnet and just kind of put it everywhere. This is mine. I'm going to have to empty it here pretty soon. These are all little pieces from ribbon that it's caught. Okay. Now, I have already put some of the ribbon pieces into the wreath just because there's so much to put in here. I didn't want you guys to be watching a 3-hour video. So, we're going to put the rest of them in together. So, you're going to get a green one and open the purple one. And then you're going to nestle them into each other like they're cuddling. And then you're going to put your fingers, one in the middle, one on the edge, and push them together and put it into your finger. Then you're going to do it again here and just push it down. And then you put your finger into the hole to make it so that it pops out a bit. Okay? Then you're going to open your pipe cleaner. And then you're going to just twist it like we did before with the mesh, except this is ribbon. You don't have to untwist it. You could just put it on top. And then we're going to do it again. Make sure the two middles line up. Do the crease. Put them in to the pipe cleaners. There we go. So we're just going to do this through the rest, and then the other ribbon we're actually going to loop it from one pipe cleaner to the next. Okay? And then we're just going to twist it. 2 times is just fine. Okay. Let me fix this ribbon over here. Just kind of going everywhere. Okay. So this is the part in the video that usually I ask what kind of anime you are currently watching, and to leave it down in the comments. I finished Ancient Magus Bride and To Your Eternity. I have finished the Swordsmith Village of Demon Slayer. We are fighting Kaido and Wano of One Piece. Right before he has Gear 5. Let's see, what else am I watching? Dr. Stone. We haven't gotten the thing to get our friends unstoned yet, but I think we might be a couple weeks behind. Let's see. I think that's really all I'm watching right now. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is over for now. They'll probably come out with another one later. And honestly, I'm too busy to keep up with ones that come out every season. So unless it's something that I'm really looking forward to, I'm not going to know about it. But if I hear a lot about it, then I'll probably end up watching it. Okay, so now that we have all of our tails on our frame, what we're going to do is that we are going to do this ribbon, but we need to keep in mind that this is where the head is going to be. And then the arm is here, along with here. And then the butt area is going to be here. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. The reason why we keep that in mind is because if you put a loop where there's going to be an attachment, then you're not going to see the loop, and then it just defeats the purpose. Okay. So let's start at the end down here. Yeah. Okay. I start at the end down here. Move this ribbon so you can kind of see. We're going to open it to the ribbon layer. Okay. And then we're going to put this ribbon in. And we want it a little bit shorter than that ribbon. And then we're going to twist it in. Okay. And I'm going to do a dovetail because I will probably forget to do it later. There we go. Okay. And this one's going to go into the middle here. And then this ribbon, do not cut off this end. Okay. This end is going to be coming up and over. And we're going to open this ribbon tails. And then we're going to determine on what size we want to do it. I think that would be good. There we go. And that is our loop. And then we're going to go this way. Open this one. And we're going to keep following it all the way around. There we go. And then we're going to tie it back on. Make sure that you're going all the way over the mesh and then give it a little bit of a give so that it doesn't get too attached to it and that you could still fix it later. Okay. All right, let's undo this one. I know I'm a little quiet this evening. I will try to keep up talking. So we're going to do this all the way around. This one we're going to stop here because the head is going to be there. Okay. We're just going to do this one here. And it's at the very top where the head goes, but on the outside wrong. And then we're going to put it into the pipe cleaners. And then we're going to cut it off. Make sure you do your dovetail. And then we're going to start it back up over on this side. Open this one up. put it in. Make sure you're measuring your ribbon so that you can actually see the tail coming out. Do your dovetail. I know it's kind of hard to see with all of the stuff I'm doing. Okay. Let's flip it. And let's go to the next pipe cleaner. This one, it's going to go about here. And yes, you can skip over pipe cleaners. Just keep in mind that the longer that you go, the less likely it'll stay in place. Okay? With these short bursts like this, then they'll stay in place pretty well. And since I do craft shows, that is exactly what I want. And then we're going to crease this here and put it in. We're almost done with this bottom rung. There we go. Okay, and then this one is going to go here, and this will be our last one on this bottom rung. Not too much. All right, and we're going to cut it, and then cut our dovetail. All right, so now that we have those ones done, we're going to have to do the top part. Okay, so now that we're going to do the top part, let's start up here where the head is going to be. So we are going to start one in here, but it's going to be an end. So right there. Go. And then we're going to go this way. So to the left. And we're going to do, let's see, this one, and then the next one. And the next one we're going to stop because that's going to be where the hand is. And actually, let's do it this way. So let's stop here. Okay. And then do your dovetail. And then I want you to grab a piece about 10.5 inches. And we're going to put this one in where the hand goes. And we're going to do the same with the other side. That'll be easiest. There we go. All right. Then let's move on. We're going to start again over here. Undo your pipe cleaner. Find your ribbon and put it in. Don't forget to do your dovetail. And then this one's just going to sit right there. And then we're going to put this one just over one because the legs are going to come out right here. Go. Then we're going to cut this off, do our dovetail. And then we're going to skip this one because this one's going to be the legs there. And then we're going to go to this one. This one might be legs too. So let's do this one here and open this. And get our ribbon. We're almost out too, but that's okay because we're almost done. There. Okay, and then close it up and go to the next one. And then this one we're going to stop because the hand is going to be there. I know this is really confusing and it is a lot. I do not recommend doing this one as your first or second wreath. I do recommend you do at least 10 plus before you try and do a wreath like this. It's a lot to understand, and it's a lot of ribbon. Okay. All right. So this one is going to get cut. And then we need another piece at 10.5. Okay. Then we're going to dovetail it. Okay. And then we'll put it into the next one. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do, what did we do over here? We did one loop. Okay. So we're going to do one loop here. So basically what we're doing is we're matching exactly what we did on the other side. That way it looks consistent. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just kind of follow the same pattern as best as you can. And then this one is going to go into this one. Right about there. Okay. And then we just cut that. All right. Now, normally, this is at the point where I tell you that we always put the attachments on last, but we don't. Not for this one. Because the bow is going to be sitting right in the middle of the hands. So that means that we need to put the attachment on before we put on the bow. Okay. So, but first, before we get ahead of ourselves, I always put the pipe cleaners through. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. I always put the pipe cleaners through just to lock it into place, and we put it through and then put it around one of the rungs. Usually around rung 3 or 4, or 3 or 2. That's usually where we put it. And we just push our pipe cleaners back through. There we are. And then you just pull on it a little bit. You can see it moving right there. And then you just twist it. That's what it looks like. Okay. I'll do it down here and then I'll show you what it looks like here. All right. So this time I'm going to flip it around so that you can see what I'm doing in the back. There we go. So this is what I'm doing, is I'm just grabbing my 2 pipe cleaners and I'm just pulling them and then twisting them a few times. Okay? And then we're going to do that all the way around. It gets rid of the pipe cleaners. It keeps everything more secure. It makes everything pop. That is why I do these. You can skip this if you want. It is not required. It is just something that I like to do. If you do not want to do this, then go ahead and just make sure that your pipe cleaners are really tight. So twist it a couple more times and then cut them and then put it back into the wreath. But don't cut them really close to where your ribbon is, or else it won't have anything to hold on to, and then it'll come apart and you'll have to put a new pipe cleaner on. There we go. I think I'm going to have my editor kind of skip forward just so that you're not watching me do this entire wreath. That's like 24 pipe cleaners. All right. We'll come back when all of these are put down and tied. All right, everyone. Now that all the pipe cleaners are put in, the ribbon is done, the mesh is done. Now it is time to assemble our Franky. So first we need to discern which side is the front and which side is the back. It looks like this is the front. Okay. This one is going to go further down. This one is the right hand, so it goes on this side. The head, and then the other hand. Okay. So before you do any attachments, you need to make sure that the wire that you're using is put on there properly. Sometimes it's not. So what you're going to do is you're going to undo it. See how it's barely on there? So you're going to take that out. And then you're going to pinch in a bigger bundle. And then you're just going to slice right through it. And then you're going to match up the wire and make an X. And then you're going to hold this tip down here and then twist it. Let's look at these ones. Okay, looks like we're going to have to do that with all three of these. We're just going to take it out, put it a little straight, and then we're going to pinch really good amount, and then we're just going to poke it right on through. There we go. Make sure the wire matches up. Make an X, hold the bottom, and twist. Let's do the other one. This one doesn't want to come out. That's because there's a little bump. So I think this one will be okay just because the other one's are already on there. So let's exit and twist. All right, so now that we know where we're putting everything, well, we shouldn't have even done these loops. You can't even see them. Oh, well. So we're going to put this top part in between the second and third rungs. And then the bottom one is going to be on the third and fourth rung. And you always want to do a be around 2 rungs. Make sure you have it in about the center. Here we go. So we want it to be about there. So I'm going to loosely put it on so we can move it slightly later if we need to. And we're going to do the same thing over here. It does kill your fingers a little bit because this is thicker wire. This is probably a 20 gauge wire. Okay, and then we're going to put it on loosely, make an X, and twist. Make sure it's around rungs 2 and 3. Okay, then I'm going to pop my hand through, and I'm going to grab the bottom one. So remember, we're going around the mesh, not through the mesh. And we're going to go through rung 3. So we're going to go around rung 3, and we're going to go around rung 4, if it'll let me. There we go. Where's the other piece? There we go. Okay. All right, he looks pretty straight to me. So we're going to pull down kind of tight and then twist. Okay, now that we have that on, I'm going to show you where I'm twisting. This is the bottom part of his head. This is the back side. And then this is the other back side. There we go. All right. And we're going to just leave it on there for now, and then we'll clean it up later. Okay, now we're going to put the legs on. So the legs are going to be a little bit different. And actually, let's go this way. So first, let's get this rope here so it doesn't get stuck underneath it. And we're just going to bring it over to one side, and we're going to tie it. And then bring it down. Okay? Next, we're going to check the wire. Now, this wire goes all the way through from his hip all the way down to the bottom of his feet. Okay? So do not pull it. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to make an X and twist because you want it to stay in there. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Make an X and twist and try to hold the wire that's in there so that it actually twists at the top here. There we go. All right, now that that's done, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find where the rungs are. I'm just going to kind of move the mesh around just so that we can see where everything is. And so we want these legs to go about right here. So this is going to go on this side. And we're going to put it around rung 3 and 4. And we're going to put them on pretty tight. If we need to, we can add another wire to the legs so that they don't lift up too far. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And it's going to go about right here. Don't go through your mesh, go around the mesh on rungs 3 and 4. Okay. We're basically trying to hide where his body isn't. That's basically what we're trying to do here. Okay, let's flip it over. As you can see, they're about the same on both sides in the placement. Make sure you twist it pretty good. And then we're just going to bend it down for now. We'll cut it later. Okay. Now that that's done, as you can see, us flipping this back and over, it's going to mess up your ribbon a little bit. That's okay. We'll fix it later. All right. So this is this hand, so it goes on that side. All right, so you're going to take your hand, and it's the same thing with the legs. The wire is all the way through into this middle finger here. And so we need to take the wire, hold it really tight inside of the hand, and then twist it. And then this one is going to go right here, and it's going to go in between rungs 2 and 3. And we're just going to push it down, and we're going to kind of do this and bend him over a little bit. So it looks like he's grabbing something. And then we're going to twist his hand on pretty good. And then we'll do the other side. So this hand, we're going to come down like this. So we still need to do this here. And hold it pretty tight in the hand area. And then twist it. My cat made it in here. Jack, you know you're not supposed to be in here. Sorry, I don't let my cats in here because one of them decides that he likes to eat the mesh, and then he has stomach problems. All right, so this one is going to go up a little higher. And it's going to go around rung 2 and 3. And you're going to want this to go all the way down into the mesh, and then just kind of bend him that way. And this does look pretty cute with a sign in the middle. Honestly, I didn't even think about getting a sign. I should have. Okay. Now that he's on there tight, let's do the bow. We are almost done with this. I know this is a lot. Okay. So remember, we have 2 things of ribbon, or 2 things of wire. Okay. And so the tails are going to go all the way around, but the wire is going to go on either side. So the first wire pair is going to go over here on the right side, and it's going to go around rungs 3 and 4. I'm going to put it on loosely, and then I'll turn it around so you can see it, okay? And then this one is going to do the same thing on the left side. And it's going to go around rungs 3 and 4. Oh, this ribbon is messing it up. Here, hold on. Come here, wire. Okay. And we're going to put it almost directly underneath the hands. There we go. All right. And then these hands are going to go above it like it's holding a present. All right. So this is what our back looks like. This and this one is for the ribbon, for the bow. As you can see it right there. So we're just going to tighten this right here. And we're just going to twist it quite a few times. And then we're going to cut it. And it's going to go over the end and back in. Same thing for this side. We're going to pull it up a little bit. And then we're going to twist it. Okay. And then we're going to cut it. And then it's going to go over the side and into the wreath. All right. Now that we have all of that done, we're going to go ahead and cut all of the wire while it's back here. And then we'll poof everything. Well, we should probably put the lights on before we turn it around too. Let's do that first. So let's cut all the wires, cut all the pipe cleaners, stick them back in. So for the pipe cleaners, you're going to want a good 1/4 of an inch. And then we'll stick it back in. For the attachments, I usually go around the rung at least once just to keep it there, just for safety measures, because I'm paranoid. Okay. And then we're just going to put it back into there. We're just going to clean up this back a little bit, and then we'll do the lights. Here we go. It does get a little heavy, and if you do not have good wire cutters, then the wire isn't going to cut for you. And you might want to use some pliers because it'll probably hurt your hands. All right. Let's do this one. Try not to lean on your wreath too much. It'll push everything down. Make it harder on yourself later. trash bin is almost full. Okay, almost done with this. There we go. My wire cutters are magnetic. If you can't see, little pieces of ribbon wire is attached. Okay. There we go. Last portion over here. Actually, let's tighten this one up a little bit more. There we go. Go. All right. All of that has been cut. So let's go ahead and do the lights. The lights that we have are multicolored. I don't remember if I told you in the beginning, but they're multicolored dome lights, and they come in a little LED battery pack. I think I originally bought them for Pride, for Denver Pride, but I lost them. We found them in my room. I must have bought them one day and didn't bring it downstairs. I also found two big signs in my closet from Christmas time a couple years back when we first moved in. That was quite a shock. One of them I was really looking for. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look how gorgeous. I love it. So the way that we... Okay, there we go. The way that we attach these is that we get two pipe cleaners. Okay. And then we'll probably have two mini lights, but I guess we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. Okay, so we're going to put one set of pipe cleaner over here, and it's going to go around rungs 2 and 3. And then the other on this side of the bracket, around 2 and 3. And then you're just going to find like a sweet spot where it will sit really well for you. And I'm going to put this on that side of that. Okay, we're good. This one here. And this one here. And then we're going to cut off a good half an inch. And then just put the pipe cleaners this way. Now make sure that when you do this, that the button is right here so that it's easier to turn on. Okay? Next, we're going to get some old pipe cleaners that we've used before in a different wreath. And we're going to use those to attach the lights onto the wreath. Okay. we're going to turn this on. There we go. So pretty. And we're going to light this sucker up because that is a lot of lights. Honestly, when I bought these, I didn't think there was that many in there. So we're going to light this up. So this one's going to go right here. And I'm going to take this extra cord and then fold it over on itself. And then just kind of tuck it under. And I guess we're going to put the red one there. There. And then we'll put the orange one up there. And the blue one. And so on and so forth. And we'll go all the way around and make sure that we have plenty everywhere. Make sure that there is no open spots, which I highly doubt there will be, considering that there's a lot of lights. And we're just going to put it on the outermost rung and then in the middle, because you won't be able to see it on the inner. I really think we're going to have way too many lights. I didn't think that there was that many in there. I should have actually read it. Okay. This one will go there. This one here. There. We are almost done with this wreath. Now that we got to this other side here, I think I'm going to find the end. Maybe. There's still so many lights. Oh my god. Like so many lights. Okay, here's the end. Okay. We're going to put this one over here. Maybe we'll just have to go around twice. I mean, it's really a lot of lights. Okay. Okay. Let's do that. I am probably going to have to double up because that is a lot. Here. Here. I know I'm not talking very much. That's because I'm concentrating. Okay, so we have already met back to where it started. So, all right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take all these ones out. Okay. And then we're just going to go around twice. That is what is going to happen. Alright, so we started off there. The red one's going to be here. No, let's put it closer. The yellow one's going to be there. This is the reason why we map out our lights, is because we could have too less or we can have too much, and we want them all to be about even. My husband is going to be home, and then he's going to be like, what are you doing still up? My guess is that it's around 1-ish in the morning. I am a night owl. But this is taking a bit longer than I anticipated. And then I'm just going to overlap them. I've honestly never had this problem before when I had too many lights. Okay. Okay. I'd say we're about halfway done here. All right. This one there. Okay. Almost done. Sorry. You guys can't see what I'm doing because I pulled it all the way over here in front of me. Obviously, I am getting tired. Let's see. This one here. This one is going to light up like a Christmas tree. Okay. All right. I'm just going to put these extra ones right here, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so that is a lot of lights. So we're going to take our pipe cleaner, and we're going to go around any wires that we see. Normally I'm more precise with this, but since we have it going around at least once, actually twice, then we're just going to go around whatever we see for wire to make sure that we get it all. Be very careful not to cut your wire. There we go. And this one and this one are going to go together. So we're just going to attach all of this wire to the frame so that it doesn't fall off. That's all we're going to do right now. I think I'm going to have my husband cut forward so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do this. It's going to take me quite some time. Okay, so now that we are done putting all of the pipe cleaners onto the lights, make sure you get the ones closer to the battery pack, and we're going to flip it over. Wow, that lights up. Okay, so we're going to actually turn it off just so that we don't waste the batteries. Okay. Next, we're going to do the bow. So we're just going to floof it out a little bit, and then we're going to figure out where all the tails go. Okay. I think we put one of these green ones in the middle. Okay, there we go. And there's our bow. Okay. And then let's start on this side with the tails. So let's move this one over here. This one is upside down. And yes, we're going to cut it. Okay. Let's put one of these green ones over here. Put this green one here. There we go. Let's move this green one over here, closely followed by the dots. and then the stripes. And right now we're just doing the tail, so don't worry about the loops right now. We need to figure out where the tails are going to go and how long they need to be. Okay. From the looks of things, there we go. Yeah, flipping it over and moving it around a lot really messes up the ribbon. So you're going to have to go through and just kind of flip it around, make sure everything's good. There. Okay. This. Okay. So let's move you over here. There we go. All right, so next we're going to look at our tails. And we're going to dovetail them. And then we're going to check to see what length we need them where. This one is fine here. Same with this one. This one is a little bit long because it's going to cover his little rope tie there. There we go. And then we're going to turn it this way. Actually, we do need like a green over here. There we go. Let's grab another green and move it over here. That's better. Move this one over here. Okay. So let's cut this one down a little bit. Same with this one. And we're just going to cut them down to size just so that it doesn't overlap with something important, like the hands or the legs or something. Okay. And I'm going to fix some of this ribbon over here. There we go. And let's turn it. Okay, so this one is a bit long, so we're going to cut this one down. This one is a bit long, so it's going to get cut down pretty good, actually. And it's going to go under. All right. And then we're going to cut this one down, just so we have some on different size levels. Be careful not to cut yourself. I'm just going to change the order that these are laying so that we don't have the same ones right next to each other. Okay, let's turn it again. This one. We're going to exchange this one with this one. There we go. So since these are overlapping his face, we're going to cut these down a little bit. There we go. All right, we are almost done. Tails, I think. Oh, I missed one. All right. It looks like we are basically done. So what you're going to want to do is just go through and just kind of make sure that the ribbon is going the same direction that you want it to go in. That's kind of overlapping the green, the purple sheer. Make sure your loops are out. Okay, so that is what he looks like. Let's go ahead and put our hanger on, and then we are done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it at the top here, and we're going to go around the second rung and bring it up again, and then go around the larger loop. And then we're going to do it again. And then we're going to bring it up, put it around the larger part. Okay, now we're done. So now that our Frankie is done, you can spray him with Rust-Oleum Clear, and then you'll be done. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please look out for other videos, and I will see you next time. Sayonara.